How'd you do? Welcome to Sandbox with me, JP, and this, my very first starting from scratch survival roleplay series. So, yeah, I've not done one of these before. I've seen amazing ones done that I like to follow, like to watch, and it just looked real good fun. So I've done similar without recording, but not quite to this depth. So, yeah, if you've seen people like Beardy Bam, Roosy, Scroff, Daggerwin, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, a little bit of a twist. There's another YouTube type of genre, if you will, I like to watch with the missus, and that is when people sell up everything and buy a bit of land, whether it's in the Highlands of Scotland, West Wales, North Wales, something like that. Because as most of you'll know, the chance of buying in England's pretty slim unless you're a millionaire. Some people make it work, and that's brilliant for them. But this is what we're starting with. We've got the L200. So I thought a little bit of a workhorse, a farm pickup, quite common here in the UK to see these knocking around, especially with the box on the back, and a caravan. So we've sold up the house in the suburbs, for every penny, used it to buy a small plot of land here in the UK. This is Moss Valley, the map, lovely little map. There's no people walking around, there's no traffic that I have spotted. It's quite a big map, but yeah, we found a little abandoned, bought it online. Absolute crazy move without actually travelling to visit it. But the vendor said there might be, it's quite abandoned, it's not been used for quite a long time. There's a top field that's been used a little bit for grazing in the past, by other farmers local, but the land's actually been sold by a big farm nearby. There's quite a the topography of it, there's quite a steep incline at parts on it, and so they've just not wanted to use it. Let's just pop in here, and yeah, so we've spent the money on that. We've bought a caravan, a cheap old caravan to live in on site. The idea is we're going to be running an agricultural business, but I believe it's going to need a lot of clear up. So let's pop in. I'm going to do a mix of inside and outside cab, not sticking completely story mode style roleplay like I've done on my other series set in the mythical woods. Wow, that's a bit overgrown. But yeah, this is more, as you can see, it's not complete start from scratch with £0 like most of them do. I hope I'm not holding anyone up, but I have got a caravan. We've got £96. I thought a little bit of realism in the pocket to get some food until we're up and running, but otherwise we owe, well actually we owe £5,000 to the bank. I have started with a £5,000 loan as well, because the vendor said there was a bit of equipment on the land, potentially, didn't know anything about it, said it could be old, could be disused, is not sure what it is, doesn't know if it's a tractor, don't know what it is. So I just thought, for the RP side of things and the challenge, I'm going to start with £5,000 loan, knowing there's at least some equipment that won't need to be bought. Whether it's useful now or not, we'll have to see. But yeah, it's a long old drive down this road to get to the property. I've checked it out on Google Maps. I've got the oh, round we go. I have got, these are typical narrow British lanes. For the Brits watching, you'll know. For those abroad, lots of hedges, verges, sometimes quite steep verges, and barely enough room to get another car past, let alone a tractor, in these older parts of the UK. Oh, look at the big windmills up there. So this Moss Valley map, I've done quite a bit of editing. So there's a farm here about to pass through. I've not touched this whatsoever. This is the developed, for some reason the road passes through here, but I think that's pretty cool. And I'm just going to pop out here. There's no trees. Oh, and I'm glad I did. Oh, right, okay. I wasn't going to make that, was I? Too busy gassing. Let's try and square. Have I come down the right road here? I think I have. But we're going to get there. Oh no, I'm going into the yard there. But you can see the detail developers put into this map, which I think is really cool. Just how, oh my life. Well, this is a bad start, isn't it? Does it mean, we started as we mean to go on. Right, let's get down this track back to the road. We're going to clear that, yeah. No sensors on this L200 though, no parking sensors. I think this is the right way. I've not even got the map up, but yeah, it just goes to show, a bit muddy here. Oh yeah, look at it ploughing through. Go on, look at the state of that. Right, where are we? Is it round there? It must be. So yeah, a few rules I've set. The economies are normal. The seasons are on, but lime spreading is off. Periodic ploughing is off, but I do have stones that will appear. That house down on the left, that's where you actually start on this map. If you were just to start, let's pop back in the cab because of the trees. Yeah, I'm not going to take any more loans. We've got the £5,000 loan, but that's it. That's like, we almost had enough to buy the land, or perhaps to buy the second-hand old truck to make sure whatever car we had before, knowing that won't be possible to use on the land. So, or the caravan, whichever you want to decide. But yeah, we've got £5,000 loan, but no future loans. We'll be doing contracts, but only if we own the equipment. I don't want to hire the equipment to do the contracts. So even that means a small camera at some camera. I don't know what I'm thinking about that for. If a small tractor at some point, we'll use that if we need some contracts. Not sure what we're going to do with land yet. Chickens, I think that's always a must. We're going to want this long off-grid living. The road blocked there, so it must be right here. I think we're getting close now. I also like these little puddles everywhere the developer's done. That's good. So yeah, there's a crusher here on the right. So yeah, I've edited up this end of the map quite a bit more, just for the RP, for the fields. There's a shop which is brilliantly right next to the land that we've bought. There's a lovely little bakery there, so there's a potential to sell stuff to the bakery. And you see the New Holland flag there for the shop. Further up this road is the garden centre, which is pretty cool as well. And there is a couple of vehicles I've also added, more for, you can imagine a shop having a telehandler or forklift or something. So yeah, I've added a couple of things like that. The rest of, we'll just swing here into, let's pop out here, swing into the shop. I've not knocked their sign down already, have I? So yeah, quite a few of these vehicles are already here. They're not movable. They're all for the aesthetic, which I really like. I've added these skid steers and I've added that JCB load all over there because I figured a shop like this, people are hiring from them, delivering stuff, they'd have something like that to use. So yeah, that's pretty smart to have. And you can see the greenhouses up there for the garden centre. But as I was saying, we are not, in our stupidly muddy L200, we are not going to take any more loans. We're not going to rent any equipment. It is going to be buying the equipment. But we will check out occasionally the second hands, because that's good to look at. If you bought your own land, you'd be looking for a good bargain. But opposite, there we have it. Now we've only seen these from Google Maps, from the vendor's images, and that is a lot of work. I see some buildings, which is nice. They said there would be buildings. I've seen a couple of pictures of them. Let's hop out here and open these gates. Oh, I mean, it's all overgrown to start with here, look. You can tell this hasn't been loved for a long time. Quite a bit of gravel. But let's push these open, and straight away I see rubbish. I mean, that's just typical. It seems to have stopped the gate. There's a silo, which is nice. That's a UK silo, that as well. So yeah, I mean, this is completely abandoned. Actually, I should grab this rather than leave it in the shops. Look, trying to get in the the side it actually would be if it was British. So yeah, let's pop across onto our land. I don't know how this caravan's going to go on here. We need to find a spot for it. So basically, planning permission is crazy well, mainly in England, but in the UK in general, for land like this. I mean, what a dream this would be. But we'll just park up there for now, shut the gates. So basically, it's very hard just to buy land and put a dwelling on it of any kind, even to put a caravan on it. But the idea is going to be, this caravan is here for workers' shelter. This is going to be an agricultural business of some sort. We don't know what yet. but we'll certainly try and start early doors with fresh eggs, things like that, free range eggs, move on to growing some sort of crop, maybe some other livestock. But this isn't, I'm not living here. I've set up my address at my parents', at my mother's, and yeah, so that's my home address. So if the planning come along, of course I don't live here. This is just for shelter as we're working. If the weather turns bad, for brews, for lunch times, we've got some facilities here, toilet, things like. Oh, saying that, I've spotted a portaloo. Look at that. So now they said there might be some water on site, but it wasn't mains, and it looks like that's it. Brilliant. Well, that looks filthy, so I don't think I'll be drinking out of that. So loads of rubble to clear up, loads and loads. I don't even have a strimmer, I've got no mower. I do have a chainsaw. Oh, jerked around then, but I do have a steel chainsaw, and there's just going to be so much clearing up, so much rubbish to do, so much cutting back, cutting down, just to explore the place. Look, big old tyre there, random barrel, more rubbish, that place stinks. But at least, you know, that this is the thing I'm talking about, there's some beneficial things already here. That's why it cost the amount of the house I sold to buy the land, just because the acreage is so dear in the UK, but also there's a couple of old farm buildings on it, which is brilliant, and whatever equipment we find. So, oh, mattress. There's always got to be a mattress. As you can tell, it starts getting a bit steeper. You can see we're getting high above already, and the field continues on above us, beyond that hedge, I believe. But looks like lovely old silver birch there. Looks like saplings. It's been abandoned so long, saplings popping up everywhere. So, I mean, there'll be some clearance to do, which we hopefully will make a bit of money off to get started. This episode's introduction, have a look about the place, and then next time we'll get to clearing and hopefully making a bit of money. But at least at the very, worst case scenario, we can put some logs in the back of the pickup and make a little bit of money, get started, because we've got that loan to consider. 96 quid's, barely going to cover a shop in the UK this week. So we'll have to fast a little bit. But look at that, another silver birch. What's that? A couple of years growth from a sapling maybe there. Maybe 3 years, who knows? Depends how well it's grown. But it's nice to have a couple of buildings. I don't know where we're going to put the camper van. Probably best out of sight as best possible. I want to build a rapport up with the shop. Obviously we'll buy stuff from them, so hopefully they won't dob us in for living on land. Oh! Fuels, nice. Fuel, right, that's cool. Well, let's oh, this is nice, not doing the storyboard roleplay. I can pop on here, but let's just pop on the info. Roll to the top, whack these on. As you can see, it wasn't a field, it's not a ploughed field. When I bought it, it wasn't. So it's not like we've just got to seed it. We're going to have to, if we want to plant stuff, even on that top field up there, we're going to have to plough it first. So if we find a plough, that'd be amazing. But let's just see if there's any fuel in here. 20 litres. Well, I was going to say it's better than nothing, but it's a bit like a kick in the teeth. 20 litres. That's going to get us nowhere, is it? Can't imagine there's anything in these old barrels. There's always traffic cones about, isn't there? More rubbish, metal. But we need to check in these buildings in a sec. I'll check that one in a second. I'll say I've done quite a bit of heavy. This was literally a field, but I love setting up the aesthetics of this. What? Something over here. What's that? Oh, yeah. We have got a cement mixer. Well, that'd be handy, wouldn't it? Having your own small holding. Imagine this, buying a bit of land, trying to make something of it, trying to set up the agricultural business. Eventually, on the outside gate, we want to get a post box, a business post box. Start getting things delivered here, proof that it's a business, and eventually we put in planning to get a little house on here, even if it's a log cabin. But at the minute, the caravan will have to do. But more goodies. Look at this, the £5,000 loan starting to balance up. We've got a trailer, and it's actually got some old straw in it, so that's some money straight away. I mean, you could say it's cheating a bit, but I'm trying to balance up the role play with the loan. So it's the way I'm wanting to do it. A little bit more of a reason for all this, and I like that. I like the trailer. I mean, that's smart, rustic, and this is what? Full of metal, lizard self-made weight. So that's a tractor weight. So that's interesting. Homemade tractor weight. It's not going to be much use unless there's a tractor, but it's sat on a pallet there. Shovel at the back, always handy to have a shovel. And something else around here. That, well, some cement. Great for cement mixer. Ladder at the back. But look at this. Pitchfork. Giant flipping pitchfork. That toolbox. Nice. Giant pitchfork for the back of a tractor, I'm assuming. So that, I mean, that looks horrendous to use. But if we somehow create bales at some point, then at least we've got a way shifting for now. If we've not got a front loader anywhere, or skid steer or anything like that, front end loader. And said I didn't have a strimmer or brush cutter, but we're going to have an oblique workout because it looks like they've left a side there. Now that is going to be some fun to use. That's going to be some hard graft, but at least we can start cutting this grass down next time, cutting these shrubs down and collecting it. I mean, there's already a trailer there, so there could be a little bit of money from that, from the straw and then the grass. I mean, hopefully that spade, we can use that to shovel it. That's going to take some doing, but it's a way to start. I don't want to start, in fact, a mod, I'll tell you a mod, I've not got super strength on. It is on, but I've got it turned off. I'm not going to be using that. I'm not going to be using autofill or anything like that. If there's pallets to shift, I'll shift them by vehicle. I don't want to cut trees down unnecessarily. I've got a mod on, conservation agriculture mod. Now it's a bit of a weird word in a way, because they do use it in conservation, some of the methods, but it's actually a really good regenerative farming methods, you know, old school, that work for thousands of years, crop rotation. But green manure, we've already got green manure on the game as standard, but with this, I think it allows grass to be used as well, and you don't have to keep cultivating the field. You can actually roll the grass or another crop in, and it gives you a fertilization bonus. Because I don't want to use chemical, I don't want to use liquids, I don't want to use solids. If I can get away with it, I want to use manure, I want to roll the crops back in, green manure, things like that. And I don't want to chop down trees unless I have to, but obviously if they're in the way, we're going to have to, like this is, well, that's a tree, that's a fallen tree, isn't it? Yeah, so that one's been felled and left, or let's say it's fallen, wind fallen. So that's fair game, you know. And any that need to be out of the way, I mean, these might not come to much, they're tiny, but any that are completely in the way will remove, necessity only. More rubbish. Oh, and a roller. Again, the balance. Right, I mean, it's a rusty old thing, but at least we've got a roller, like I was talking about, for rolling in crops, for green manure. Brilliant start. I love the rustic look of that. I think it's brilliant mod. Most of the mods are off Mod Hub. Occasionally fs22.com I've used to get the odd things, but vast majority of stuff's off Mod Hub. So let's have a look in here. I mean, we've been around most things. I mean, there's stuff everywhere. This is going to be a lot of work. An old trailer. Oh, looks like a path goes up there. But let's have a look in here. I keep more straw. It's just straw everywhere. But yeah, let's open this up and see. Well, look at this. What a mess of straw. A barrow, that's good. Pump truck or pallet truck. But a cultivator. An old Massey Ferguson cultivator. Brilliant. So, he said there's a bit of equipment. Now, if there's no tractor, none of this is helpful at the minute. We're going to have to get a little tractor as soon as we build up a bit of money. These, I believe, usually it's about around 50 horsepower they need. Same with that roller. So we don't need anything big to start. But saying that field, the vendor told me that field, yeah, he says it's not been ploughed, it's been a bit of grazing, so it's going to need ploughing. So this is very much a bit like a boon for the future, because if I've not I'm not going to use cultivate to plough. I know there's a mod for that. I think I might even have it, but I'm not going to use that. It's going to be, I'm going to have to get a plough. If I want to create fields for crops, I'm going to have to get a plough. So this isn't immediate benefit at all. Neither is the roller really, but yeah, a bit of future bonus, and it's always lovely to open a barn and find something. So yeah, nice, and oh, little chair, that'll come in handy. So let's just, before we check out the field up top and what else might be about, let's just park this up. I don't know where we could do with doing some clearing first, but let's get it right away from this gate before it attracts the wrong sort of attention. So I'm going to back it in over there. What a mess. At some point we're going to need a jet wash. Now I assume the shop has something like that. It must have a jet wash, so perhaps I can sweet talk them. Now I've got to be careful here because there was that fallen tree and there was also, let's pop it in here, cement mix, won't there? Right, lovely jubbly. That'll do there. We'll drop that off. Is that dropped? No, why are you not dropping? Right, let's pop that on. Why is it not? It's not doing it, is it? What a great start. I've not put manual oh, I have. I didn't think I put manual attach mod on. Well, alright, I don't mind going with that. That's from the roleplay series, the Wild Farm. I don't mind going with that. I quite enjoy doing the manual attach, so yeah, I forgot I had it on here. My bad. So let's park up. Park this just over here will do. This is our land. What a place. Might not be the most perfect bit of land to buy, but a couple of buildings. We're going to be living in a caravan. At least we'll be on site. Got something up here. I'm going to pop off just for the, makes it more interesting finding stuff if I've not got, oh look at that, there's something over there. So let's have a wander up. So there's a bit, as you can tell, the path here, there's a bit of a fence here because it is steep ground. Must have been a gravel track, farm track that came up here, branches off up that way in front of us or off to the left. And over here, right, we've got an old manure pit. And I love this mod, I love this one because it's got this ramp. You can imagine with a wheelbarrow up and pop it in, but it's empty. It's not much use at the minute, but there is something else back here. And we've got some manure in there. So yeah, there is manure in there. That absolutely honks, but absolute rich, brilliant stuff. That would be great for a greenhouse or a garden. So we could get living off the land, we want to be off grid. Solar panels eventually, maybe a couple on the roof over there. Yeah, stuff like that. Get living off the land, grow our own chickens, free range eggs, but then obviously we want to start producing. And we've got an apple tree, a lovely old apple tree. So that's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So straight away there, you know, at this time, if it had been looked after better, it might have apples on now. But yeah, a bit of water, a bit of manure, whatever it needs, and we can get producing off that. That is great. We'll head up. Oh, I like that on there. Is that warning of the edge? Yeah, dodgy path here. You see it drops off quite steep, like I say. Another fallen tree. So there's a bit of fair game and wood. What's this? A little nice, little sweet seating area. Look at that view. Well, it's pretty overgrown view, but oh wait, hey up, here's the gate. Oh, old wire fence. That's good for livestock. And there's the field. Complete. I mean, it's even got saplings again. 2-3 year old saplings in. That's how long it's been. It might have been grazed, but let's get this gate open. Oh, nice to put a post in there to stop it swinging all the way, because again we'll squeeze through here and it just runs straight off down the hill. You won't want to be going down there in a vehicle. But look at the state of this. I tell you what, that's going to be some doing with a scythe. So whether we get a mower at some point when we can afford it, or go straight to ploughing it when we've got it down. But we could make, even it's not premium like ryegrass, fertilised ryegrass, but we could make some money off this perhaps. Oh, there's a little bit there like something's been grazing, a little bit of shorter grass. Could be rabbits or anything perhaps though. And there's the garden centre over there. Support your local farmers, absolutely. Once we get up and running, hopefully we get a bit of local support. We can sell our wares, maybe sell some stuff to the garden centre. We've got a forklift over there, load of greenhouses, brilliant stuff. All this stuff on our doorstep. Oh, there's always a cone. Like I said, there's always a cone. In fact, we'll pick that up and take it back down. So there we go, the field goes up there, more rubbish, oh my life. More rubbish. The lane shooting off that way makes me wonder they've tipped it over here, done one down there. What a shame. Put that with that for now. No, I will, I'll keep it and take it back down with us. Might as well make a start. But yeah, the field goes up just a little bit further up here. See a lovely willow tree over there, they usually grow around water, but absolutely fantastic. All this space, beautiful views, and next time we'll get to clearing, we'll get to cutting it down with a scythe, cutting them trees up that have fallen, see if we can make a little bit of money, get a little micro tractor or a mower, maybe something that'll pick up a bit easier than a spade or a rake. Oh, another little bit of a building, nice. And there's something in it, well, more a little bit of rubbish, but oh, a mower, we're just talking about a mower. In fact, let's pop that there. Nah, I mean that's looks like an old awkward bit of kit, but that is something at least. But again, there's no tractor, so unless there's a tractor, this stuff's a bit useless for now. But at least we've got something for the future. If we get a micro, again about 50 horsepower, something like that should operate it. Yeah, it's obviously been left up here, so they must have run, perhaps had a tractor up here and run it straight off this field. There was that bale spike, so perhaps there was an old baler at one point with an old tractor. But nice, absolutely brilliant. Well, hope it's working for you. I'll have a quick just pop on, show you quickly. I'm not sure yet timescale, how to run the timescale, maybe ×5, maybe even up to ×10, slowing it down when we're checking stuff out. I'm not too sure yet. You see the file name, we bought land, off-grid living. That's the idea, that's the dream. We bought the land, sold the house, comfy living to some hard graft and fresh air, and that's what we want. In the real world, I'm a groundskeeper by trade, do plenty of gardening in my own small garden, growing food, things like that. So just imagine being able to buy the acreage for yourself if we weren't in the UK and it wasn't so ridiculously expensive. It's ironic, isn't it? If you want to live the little subsistence, small scale, small holding, homestead way, in England especially, you've got to be a millionaire or close to. But yeah, so seasonal growth, yeah, I've got that on. Days per month 1, and down here I've got crop destruction on and weeds. I've left the other stuff on fieldstone. Fast dirt because I feel that's more realistic, and fuel usage high, again more realistic. I have got automatic engine start on. I could turn it off like in my roleplay series, but I think for this one we'll leave that to automatic just for the flow of it. I'm not sure about AI workers, maybe in the future, see how it goes, but if we do, we'll have these off. You know, they're just going to do the job, they're not going to do all the stuff for us. But if they do refill, whether they would use the manure heap, I don't know. I don't know with FS22. I don't know if the AI would tackle the terrain on this plot of land. But eventually we'd like to buy another field or two, expand the farm a little bit, get some other fields, especially a couple of, yeah, Further up the hill I think there's a couple of small more. That'd be good. Expand, get a little bit bigger, make a business of it, make a home of it. So let's have a look. So that's that. And then right, pounds, miles, Celsius and acres. It's a British map. I'm a Northern English lad, and I run them all on this when I play anyway, but it makes more sense on this map. So I've not actually done much on a British map before, which is ironic. And my son just started playing, and my daughter today, they just started playing on the Balham Road map. Brilliant little map I had a look at. I've not been on it myself, just looked at theirs, which is hilarious because that's about 5 miles from where I live. So it was quite strange to see a map about. I live in Blackpool, in Lancashire, and it's about, well, it's just on the edge of Blackpool, so it's probably not even 5 miles from where I am. So I drive down that way all the time, so that was really cool to see. I'd already set this one up though, but Moss Valley, it's a lovely map. I'm glad to be on it. Yeah, here we go. This is about it. Where is it? Conservation agriculture. Here you go. Brilliant little mod. So roller crimping, if enabled, rolling over cover crops will crimp them in order to stop their growth and produce a soil cover. Yeah, and then I've got it turned on so it'll actually drop the grass and make it look like so you can tell where you've done it, and it adds a fertilization stage. Oh, so you can direct seed into a field, but I want to plough it first. I like the thought of reduced ploughing, no ploughing things, but I think to originally create the field just for the gameplay, we're gonna get a plough to do that, I think. If enabled, weeds will not grow after direct seeding into cover crops or seeding into roller crimped mulch cover crops. Yeah, so you can mulch as well. Yeah, so that's pretty good little mod. That it's worth checking out just for an added bit of anything, if anything else. Yeah, of course, manual attach on. I didn't realise I'd done that, but I have done. So there we go. Welcome again, and thanks for joining me on our We Bought Land, living off grid, like so many YouTube videos out there, which I love to watch. And we've done it on Farming Sim 25 in Moss Valley. Let's shut this. Hello. I'm in trouble with the gate now. There we go. Keep that shut. And down we go to our caravan to have a brew, have a butty, and next time I hope you join me again. I really appreciate it, and let's see what we can do. Let's get it cleaned up. There's a lot of work to do. Let's make some money and set up a thriving business, set up home here. So I hope you're good, I hope you're well. I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.